Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the stage Auntie Margaret Armstrong. Woo.
I write poetry, and my poetry comes from my heart, and I've been given a special gift to write about our culture, and I write things about what I see and places I've been. And I'd like to tell you the story about how the Aboriginal people looked after this land. And I call this poem Marba. Close your eyes and visualise this scene. A tall Aborigine standing upon a jutting rock. His eyes are searching for his tribe camped down a track. For he had gone a hunting for some room or walking home, but he knows not to touch his totem, for that is a crime. Then he sees that spiral of smoke across that broken ridge. He took walking fast, for his family were hungry for food. Tamworth and the drum hooked, waiting for him to appear. Then he walked in with grew on his shoulder and his spear. But now the water hole was getting dry, and they knew they must move on to another place across the plains to let the crops replenish and so on. Aboriginal of this land knew how to care for one another. They did not damage or destroy or dig for gold. Yes, they hunted and walked for miles to find food, but hey, we looked up this land plenty good. So like I said, Mama, thank you very much for this. And that's how we look after our land. And I go to lots of schools, or everybody's lots of schools away, and tell people about our culture and how important it is, and that we are the oldest culture in the world. And now I'd like to tell you another poem, and I call this, I've had 5 strokes in my life, that's really good memory, so I'll try and do my best. This is called, what is it called? Tell me, you think about this? No. This is called tribal birth. They came to our land and took it. Devastation to our people. They knew it. They thought that by putting us away, we should be here to obey their every command and demand. They had the right to disband. They did not once try to see that we as special tribes put here by our Almighty One, our Mother Earth, who gave each of us our tribal birth. Aboriginal Australia is a world of its own, our land, our culture, our mother home. Let us once more be in peace. Do not let discrimination increase. Each one of us put on this earth, we should all have our rights, our land, our tribal birth. That's tribal birth. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm dedicated to the mothers and grandmothers. I wrote this poem actually for my mother, because when I was on her dying bed, and I was one of the stolen children, and I never got close to my mother. I was 19 when I found my mother again, and I never got close to her, and she was on her dying bed. She put her hand at me and said, Margaret, it wasn't my fault that you were sent away. It was the times of the government's life. So my mother's strength came to me and gave me the strength that I have today, and it's called My Mother. A gift to love to all mankind, and mother's love will always find. She is the greatest friend of all, even though she is only small. A friend in need is never turned down. A few kind words, but never a frown. Herself she always thinks of last. I'd like to remain from her class, for this is eternal love that will always last. My mother. And I guess that fits a lot of mothers in Australia, grandmothers, and you know, it's really important to always remember our elders. Thank you very much. And I'd like to finish off with my story. I don't want you to be sad, but you listen to what I have achieved. And I call my story Strength and Pride. Yes, I am an Aborigine. No equality, no more to be free. A stolen child, put to work as a maid, for 7 years in a convent, never paid. In dungeons underground at night, locked by a key, a coward in fright. Lost years are more to be replaced. A mother's love found when I was 19, when I was released. It just plays with heart today. No one really listens to what I say. I don't expect anyone to be sorry for me in any way. Just take the time to learn what happened in the past, then we can reach peace and harmony. This is all I ask. For I have been given a special gift to write about special things that hurt and pain in my heart, but to the wider community I never let it show, but to let it strengthen me, to let me grow, and being the kind of person my parents wanted me to be, to give to others a special kind of pleasure. This is what I could be. So coming from my story, I went back to university at the age of 59 years old, and I've been working in health for 18 years. And I was working in mental health at the time, and Charles Sturt University came along and said, "Aunt, come to university." Hey, I said, "Don't look at me, I went to school." "Well, right, I went down to school." "I know I go to school." But my daughter's a school teacher, and I said, "Tina, if I go to university, can you show me how to lay out my essay?" She gave my mother one, so I'd write my essay, and Tina would tell me, says that. And I went to university. My first year at university, I got 4 high distinctions, but I felt was coming from all my knowledge, what I knew, and my, what I'd been to. And so I went on to graduate in the year 2001 with my diploma in mental health science. And I tell people, if you've got your own self-determination, you're proud of who you are, and believe in your own culture, you can overcome any hardship. So that's my special message to you all. Believe in yourself, be proud of who you are, and you can achieve what I have achieved. And in the year of 2001, I won the Citizen of the Year Award for the work I do within my community, trying to bring blacks and whites together. Because I live in a very prejudiced town, where blacks walk one side of the street, whites walk the other side. And I married a white man in the 50s, and I didn't really know that my husband was prejudiced until we went to Darwin. He was in the Air Force. And the wife was saying, "Why didn't Frank bring him to in the social?" And so one day I plucked up and I actually asked him. And his words were, "Because I was black." And that broke my heart. And my husband took the 4 children from America and purely brought them up as white kids. And my children are not allowed to have anything more to do with me. And my oldest son is now 48 years old. And he came back to me when he was 28. And now my son and my 2 sons actually live with me. And those 2 boys, since I've been sick, those 2 boys just look after me something this thing. They're really, really marvelous. They're my eyes, my ears, my everything. My oldest son is a wonderful cook, does all the cooking, he does all the cleaning in the house, he looks after me. I mean, we can't do anything. Even when I had my first stroke, I couldn't even put my underwear on. And here I've got my 48-year-old son dressed for me, a big shame. But hey, when your children love you, they do these things to show their love. But when my son first came back to me, he said, "I told you, Mother, I don't know you as a mother." And that really broke my heart. It wasn't until last year that my son gave me a Mother's Day card and a nice present saying, "Mother." And my children are very precious to me. 5 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. And my family is a big family. I've got 5 brothers and 4 sisters. So we come with a big family. And I'm going to be 70 years here. And I'm going to live it up, mate. I said to my friend, she's 70 years here. And I said, "Patty, let's put on one big party for the whole community." And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to get the Aboriginal male strippers. Hot. I said, "I was able to strip away old." I said, "I don't matter how old you are, you can still enjoy pleasure." No, but we have a really, really good relationship. We grew up together on Perga Mission, the mission for the Aboriginal children. And I'll just tell you my mother's story, my parents' story. It's called Not Forgotten. To the mission they took my mum and dad to a life they wish they never had. No say, no choice why they were taken away. Their parents never had any say. Neglected children, they were told, by government officials of days ago. Put out your work and no play. Little did they know they had any say. The mission people thought they were doing right. Little did they not care about their plight. Now my mother and father grew up on mission, and my father had to go and work on the farm, and my mother worked on the mission treatment at the dormitories and everything. And that happened to a lot of Aboriginal children. But I always maintain that I'm going to be strong, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to make anger out of people. I'm a loving person, And I worked in the house for 18 years in Indigenous, in our Aboriginal Health Centre. I was the Aboriginal Mental Health Centre in my town. I had a big old water. I water them and do that. The Aboriginal Medical Centre in my town really look after me. I've been going to that centre since 1997. It's a long time. I've been a health worker in that medical centre for 10 years until I had my first stroke working wood. Because I can't sit properly, I can't drive, I couldn't do anything. And that really broke my heart. Because I'm really a community person. I love my community. I work with children. I work with my little children on 40-10 modelling. I teach them how to model. And basketball, teach them basketball, coach basketball. And so I've been a very active person in my community. And my community loves me, and I love my community. And now, since I had my last stroke was in May last year, I couldn't walk and I couldn't talk. I couldn't even sing. But look at me now. I'm back walking and talking and singing again. So all this beautiful day.
Okay, thank you very much, Auntie Margaret Armstrong, yeah? Too good. Put your hands together, yeah? Thank you very much, Thank you. For those poems, I love your beautiful story as well.